Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of 30 days of sketches. Today is what is today? Day 21. Oh my goodness. Um, okay, so I've got this cut file that is a bunch of gears, and there's actually a mouse in a gear, like a mousetrap type of deal. Um, and so it led me to pulling out these two photos of one of our cats, and I'm using a really old My Mind's Eye paper. It is a Halloween one called The Spider's Web. And I'm sure it's no longer available because it's so old. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rip it. I want to rip it diagonally. I want to leave enough room in the bottom right-hand corner to create a spot for my cut file. I am also marking off where my paper is going to go, and I'm going to bring in this stencil. I believe it's from Pear Tree Cutfiles, and I'm using some honey mustard ink from Gina K in one of my blending brushes, or on one of my blending brushes, I should say. And I'm just going to have that peeking out from behind my paper, and I just really liked it because I wanted to bring in more gears. I don't want it to be like super overwhelming or anything like that. I just want to have a bit of it peeking out, and I really like the way that it ends up looking. I am thinking I am going to use a little bit of that stencil you see in the upper right hand corner from All in Create. I got that actually from MK over on in her shop, and I just am going to use a little bit of the top portion of it that you see right now, which is probably really the right hand side of the stencil, but it's just got some more of those some fine lines on it that look kind of diagram and gear like. And then I am inking up my cut file with more of that same honey mustard color of ink, and it was just the perfect color for this layout. There's a ton of yellow and yellowy orange in the layout because, first of all, he's an orange cat. He's not super orange really. He is more of a tan color than a really orange type of cat. But he is our fraidy cat, even though he is our biggest cat. He is probably, I can't pick him up to weigh him because he does not like to be picked up. He does not like to be bothered. He is really a I will visit you on my terms kind of cat. And he's probably a good 18 pounds, if not bigger. I would not be surprised if he was a little bit bigger than that, actually. So, because he's our fraidy cat, he knows that I'm taking a picture of him. Well, I don't know if knows that I'm taking a picture, but he knows I'm standing in front of him to get that picture, and he is heavily considering jumping down, and that is what the look is. He's like, do I jump and run and make a run for it, or do I let her pick me up, or not really pick me up, but let her pet me? And so I definitely had to get a picture of that because he's just definitely not. He's not a touchy-feely kind of guy, although if it's on his terms, maybe sometimes he is. But for the most part, if you try to approach him, he's going to run. So that's the decision he's making, and that is why I decided to go ahead and use these photos. And the gears are more of like, his whole thinking process of what is going to freak him out, or what he's going to allow. And so I really liked them, and I really liked this circular wood veneer piece that is really old. It's from Color Cast Designs, and I've had it for several years. It just says life is better with a cat, and it's finally time to get it on a layout, and it just happened to fit perfectly over that gear. And so I went back and forth on whether to put it over the gear or to put it below the whole gear assembly that is over there. And I believe I do end up putting it right over the gears. And then I did pull out some pieces from 49 and Market. I think these are from Nature Study. And I'm going to just create a landing place for these two photos, kind of a framework. I will end up having to trim the photos, I think, a little bit, but I do end up trimming off this frame as well because I'm trying to decide if I want the whole photo in, or the whole frame there, or if I want it running off of the page. And I end up having it run off of the page, and that way I can use the frame in two pieces to create a large enough frame for these 2 photos. And yes, I did rip my paper. I'm not too concerned about it because the frame is going over it, and there's going to be a couple of other layers there as well that I'm going to tuck in. And so that makes me kind of happy, and I don't have to worry too much about it, the paper tearing. Now I am inking up these pieces with a little bit of black soot distress ink. I also used a little black soot on the edge of the torn edge of the paper. And then I'm going to just keep this one really monochromatic. If you know me, you know I love a monochromatic layout. They are actually one of my favorite types of layouts to make. They come really easily to me, and I know there are a lot of people that struggle with monochrome, but for me it just comes really easily. And so I'm just gonna do what I do and build up some layers with all of these monochromatic pieces tucked around my very tannish orange cat. So it all kind of goes together. Now I am kind of thinking about what I'm going to do with that little ruler piece. I did consider layering it up over here with my layers around the photos. I also am considering putting it down along the bottom right hand edge. So it's just kind of sitting there in the middle of the layout waiting for me to make a decision. I am going to leave a little bit of a journaling spot up here around my photos, but it's going to be a small journaling spot, and I am going to fill it out with just basically what I told you. It's you know, he's making a decision on whether to run for it or let himself be trust the human, basically. Do I trust the human or do I make a run for it? So here's where I'm just playing around with that circular wood veneer piece, trying to figure out what exactly I want to do with it. Still kind of considering it, but I do know my cut file is going down in this bottom right hand corner, so I'm going to go ahead and get that put down, and then trying to decide if I'm leaving that spot for the ruler or not. And I think I am going to go ahead and use that ruler down in this bottom corner. And the other piece of the ticket that I cut off of the cluster in the upper left hand corner is going down there as well. And I'm pretty much liking how that looks. I will use a little bit of foam to lift up this wood veneer piece because that ruler is a bit dimensional, and so I want to make sure that the wood is well supported so it doesn't break in the album or anything like that. And I'm liking how that looks. While I go ahead and put that down and trim off these bits, don't forget to go check out what MK is doing on her channel with this particular cut file. There are a bunch of other people playing along in our Facebook group. There is also a playlist for all of the videos that have been released so far, and there, like I said, there are a couple other people playing along, and so you will find their videos on the playlist, and the link for all of that is down below. So you can easily get to those videos and see all of the inspiration. You can also join the Facebook group for 31 Days of Cutfiles and see more inspiration over there. Or you can play along, and even if you don't have the cut files that were included in the bundle, you can play along with cut files that you have made yourself, or cut files that you have purchased elsewhere. So go and check that out. So this little piece is going to be my journaling spot, but I wasn't really happy with it just kind of sticking out with that 90-degree angle. Now I realize creating another 90-degree angle, but it is a little bit longer. And so I am liking how that looks a lot better. Here is where my journaling is going to go. I'm just going to handwrite that in and call it done, you guys. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one and are inspired to pull out some cut files and use them today. I will be back again tomorrow with another one, so come back and see me then. If you enjoyed this one, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed. You can also hit the bell down below for notifications each time I release a video, which will be tomorrow. So come back and see me then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.